What's going on, yo? Hope everybody's having a blessed, productive day. With that being said, you guys see the thumbnail, so let's get right to it. We're gonna continue this video in regards to the last video that I dropped when I landed with the Northern Riders. The main topic is gonna be what happened and what took place when this faction engaged on the COs. Before I continue with this, for those of you that don't know who the Northern Riders are or what they're all about, if you guys haven't heard of them before, but I'm assuming every single one of you guys know what a Northern Rider is. But just in case for those of you that don't know, a Northern Rider is your former dropout that dropped out from another gang, whether it was from the South, the North, pretty much any other dropout gang member that wants to continue on their journey of gang banging. In PC, they could do so by joining these gangs. And then there's a lot of other dropout gangs that I can't get into because I don't really know much of them, but I know a little bit of the Northern Riders, and so we're gonna get into this topic due to the fact that I coexisted with these individuals and they pushed up on me and the homie from Frisco. To kind of recap everything from the last video, me and the other homie from the mission, we were getting off on the sex offenders. They ended up placing us in a building with the Northern Riders because classification believed that we were either trying to prove ourselves to the Northern Riders or that we were trying to go back to the mainline. But however, none of that was the case. It was just simply the fact that we didn't want to coexist with sex offenders, and we didn't feel comfortable enough to be coexisting with these dirtbags. Hitting it off the top with this video when these individuals got off on the COs. It started off with me and the homie from the mission landed in this building back in 34. And that was like a Northern Riders stronghold, you know, like all the dropouts and Northern Riders would get placed in a certain cage. And for you, in order to go to that cage, you had to be a Northern Rider. Or to be a prosper, or that you were gonna get put on to be a Northern Rider. When we and the homie got there, they were kind of like pushing up on us, like, what's up? Like, are you guys gonna be in the gang? Like, are you guys want to join the gang? You guys can't be here. You guys can't follow our program or our protocol. And mind you, these individuals, they think in their head that they're still active, and they believe that somehow, some way, they gotta keep this program going and functioning how the Norteños used to function at the same level, but sloppier. At the end of the day, they ended up letting us stay there. So they let me and the homie stay there, and they're like, you know what, like, you guys keep getting off on these fools. You guys seem like you guys are cool people. You guys could eventually end up becoming a compa, which is a Northern Rider. And so we're gonna embrace you guys and let you guys stay here. And for myself, I was just like, hey, look, bro, like, I don't want no part to do with this. I don't mean no disrespect to you guys, you know, establishment or whatever you guys want to say you guys are, bro. Like I just want to do my time. I don't want no issues, no problems. I don't want to be jumping with nobody else. If you guys go to war, I don't want to be involved in that. Like, you guys don't think that I'm going to jump in and so on and so forth, right? And I'm just like, the only thing that I just don't like is I don't want to program with the sex offenders. Those people don't deserve to be around here. As time kept progressing and time kept passing by, they seen me as if I was one of them. But I always knew myself, like, I'm not part of none of this. Like, I don't want to be a Northern Rider. I don't want to be with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I kick it with you guys, and I'm going to coexist with you guys, because, like, where else are they going to take me to? If any issues were taking place, like, they would try to involve us, and they'll try to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, come politic with us. Like, we're going to get off on this people. We're going to get off on this people, so on and so forth. When the issue arises that the COs were being disrespectful to them, they were taking their program, cutting their program. They were going in there, just tossing up the place, taking their mattresses, any extra stuff. And so, like, it was like they were just on them, right? Like, they were taking everything. I remember this dude that came from prison, a Northern Rider, they call it a big compa. He came from prison. He pretty much told all these dudes, like, hey, look, check this out, homie. Like, this is how we program in the pen. Like, you guys are gonna follow this. I'm your big homie, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are gonna follow what I say. And he had escorts and everything, right? And it's like, this Northern Rider thought he was like John Gotti, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he came in tripping. That dude came in tripping, right? And he's like, oh, you guys are compas, this and that and that and that. And then they're like, nah, this two ain't. And so when they tell him, like, nah, this was ain't, right? That was like, well, why are you guys here? You guys can't be programming with us. And I'm like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, bro. Like, I'm not a Northern Rider. I'm saying, like, nah, I can't do that. This dude, he had life, right? So he had nothing to lose. So he was just like, hey, look, check this out, bro. Like, this is how we're going to program. This is what we're going to do. You guys are going to work out. You guys are going to wake up. We're not going to take nothing from nobody, even from the COs. We got to get off on them, this and that and that and that. So he came, stirred up the whole pod, got these dudes thinking that they were this big old mafiosos, right? I remember this dude There was a few Northern Riders that were there for, taking another person's life, and we would all coexist with one another, right? And majority of all those dudes were looking at a long time. They were either going to prison or getting out. And this dude came from the pen, pumping everybody up, pumping everybody in the head. Like I mentioned, they thought they were these big old active fucking gang members, right? And so 2 COs come in, and I ain't even gonna lie though, like when you're in prison or when you're in jail, there's certain COs that they let that little power get to their head. They mistreat people. They're really disrespectful, and they think that they're all that in a bag of chips. Like, I'm not saying that it was alright for them to do what they did, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's like when you're behind walls and you're living in that environment, if you give respect, you're gonna expect the same in return. Any CO, they know that. It's like, if you keep going and you keep poking and poking and poking and poking, eventually all this is gonna be like, you know what? We had enough. F this dude, right? And so that was the case, right? This CO will come, work 3 days, be off 4 days, and then work 4 days, be off 3 days. And so we knew the rotation, right? And when you're in jail, you kind of keep track of the COs that work. For example, like what CO is cool, that's gonna keep coming back, what CO is a dick. And so this is exactly what happened. This CO kept coming in, taking everything. This individual that ended up engaging on this police officer, it was time for us to lock down. And he ran and went to go get some from another cage, and so they blurped him right through the light on him, like, hey, get back in your cell. He's like, all right, hold on, I'm going. And so the CO, he ran to him, right? And then he's like, hey, get on the ground, I'm gonna make you get on the ground. And then that dude's like, the Northern Riders are like, what? Like, bro, I'm just grabbing a soup, right? And then like everybody's just looking, right? Because when something's going down, everybody's wanting to watch what's going on, right? And so we're all in the cage already. We have the door wide open, and then this dude's over there by the end of the corner in the building trying to get something. The CO goes, so get on the ground, I'm gonna mace you. You refusing program and saying all these other crazy things, right? And then he has his partner, so his partner's backing up the CO, and then they go grab this dude up. They have him on the ground, and they're going down to handcuff him, right? So when he's going down to handcuff him, he grabs him by the hand and puts one cuff on his wrist. So when he puts a cuff on his wrist, he tied it really hard. And that Northern Rider dude, he like kind of jerked off, like, hey man, like let go of me, like what's wrong with you, man? I ain't even doing anything. And then the COs are like, you better quiet down, I'm gonna spray you, like turn around, stop resisting, turn around, you stop resisting. And so by then, they're telling him to get up at the same time. So when he gets up, this dude just hits the CO, bro, like boom. And then the other CO jumps in, and then he starts squaring up with one CO, bro, like boom, 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 boom. They start squaring up, right? And then the other CO jumps in, bro, so they start jumping this dude. Because mind you, in Santa Rita jail, bro, if you go online and you search this up, like, they will beat you up, bro. Like, all these Alameda County sheriffs, bro, like, they're known for beating up the people, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they even, like, took some fools out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, like, Santa Rita County Jail has a very high rate of murders, bro, like, or suicide. So when this is taking place, the Northern Rider is fighting both of the cops. The other Northern Riders that are in the cage, they're like, oh, compas, get him. So they're saying, ah, compas, because the Northern Riders, they identify themselves as compas. And so like 3-4 of them run out, bro. Now they start beating up on the cop. Boop, boop, boop. The COs, they have like this little box where it's like a panic button. And the alarm starts going off. And not only that, you have a CO in the tower that's watching everything, bro. So she called in for backup. I don't know if it was a she or he called up for backup, and it's put on the speaker. Hey, everybody, get down, stay down, everybody stay down. So hello COs come in, right? And I'm over here about the cage watching. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh fuck, like all these fools are fighting, right? And in my head, I'm like, I hope these fools didn't think that I was gonna run up out there and start getting off with them, because I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like in my head, I'm like, man, no, I am not doing that, bro. I'm watching all this unfold. And not only that, not all the Northern Riders went. You know what I'm saying? Like a few of them stayed back. And so they're getting off. Boom, 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 right? Eventually, like classification, everybody, like 30 cops come in, bro. They beat the dog shit out these dudes, bro. Like, this COs came in with batons. They came in with pepper spray, tase guns. And even though they were already on the ground, they still got tased. Like, every single one of them got tased. They were getting kicked, getting stomped on, bro. Like, it gets vicious. When you decide to engage in a police officer inside jail, ladies, let me tell you, it's not a good thing. It is not a good thing. They're gonna fuck you up. And they're not just gonna give you a little poop, poop, poop. No, they're gonna fuck you up. Like, you're not even gonna be able to walk. You're gonna have like, your face is gonna be purple, brown, pink, every single color that you could think of. They're gonna fuck you up. They put us on lockdown. It was just this big old thing, a big old commotion going on. They have us get on our bunks. We could not get off our bunks, bro. Like, we're literally on our bunks for like 2 days. Like, we couldn't get out for nothing. Like, COs will come. If you get off your bunk, bro, like you get in a write-up and you go into the hole because you're not following protocol, right? Like, so you had to raise your hand, like, wave them down, like, hey, I gotta go bathroom, or like, they come give you your lunch, like, you're gonna have to eat it in your brack, bro. Like, and hello COs will come in by the time it's lunch and dinner, like, they'll give you a time for you to sit down, and then you start eating like 10 minutes, and then you have to lay back down, bro. Like, they weren't playing because their COs got assaulted, bro. And they seen it like as a riot. COs and the Northern Riders, they ended up taking everybody that was involved with the COs, take them to the hole. And a few days later, they come and snatch everybody up. Anybody that they believed that was linked up with the Northern Riders, that was in that cage with the Northern Riders, take them out to the hole. And yeah, I go to the hole too, bro, because I was in the building with the Northern Riders, and they assumed, and they had me down like I was a Northern Rider. But I'm not, and I wasn't, right? And I'm just like, oh, hell no, bro. Like, here we go to the hole. So we ended up all in the hole. They give us a full building in Alameda County in the hole. All these dudes got a DA referral. Like, the ones that were involved, right? Like, getting off on the cops, they got a DA referral. We got labeled as Northern Riders, and now you can't even go to the other buildings because you have to stay there. I appealed it with classification, right? Me and the homie appealed it. I'm like, hey, bro, like I'm not even, I don't have no ties to Northern Rider. Like, I don't have that much being a dropout. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm not a writer. I ended up staying back there for like a whole month. A classification kid coming in, talking to us. They do tattoo checks. Make sure that you don't have a Playboy bunny or none of that. They kept asking me, like, are you sure you're not a Northern Rider? Because, like, now all the Northern Riders lost the chance or the privilege of being in 34 building or 32 building, and they had to be cell living. They had to be monitored now. You know, like, they can't just be out there like that because they decided to assault the COs as a group. And so they all get punished for it, right? And eventually later on, I ended up getting kicked out, right? Like, I got kicked out back to 34. Once you start living, right, and like you're in the hole, like, you only come out like 30 minutes every 2 days. You know, you get a shower and you get a phone call. And you don't have anything in your cell. But you're able to have a cellie, right? But it sucks being in the hole. Like, you know, I got accustomed to being in a hole for a while, and then I got out of that mentality that I was gonna be in other environments, and now I was cage living. I had a tablet, I had a phone, I was able to order commissary, you know, do more things, and your time will go by faster. You'll be able to go to yard and able to do more things when you're in an open establishment. And so when I got taken back to the hole, after a while, I was just like, you know what, like, I'm not even trying to be here in the hole, bro, especially for some shit that I didn't even have nothing to do with. I'm not part of this dude's organization or any of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no reason as to why I should be back here in the hole with these dudes, right? And I was just like, that's why I pushed the issue. I ended up going back to 34. While being in 34, eventually, like, a few homies from Dakota, a few homies from the Mission, a few homies from Hayward, they ended up dropping out too, right? Whatever the circumstances, the case might be. A lot of people were dropping out in Alameda County. They were getting removed. They were getting deemed for a lot of various reasons. And so they will end up in 34. I ain't even lie to you guys, bro, right? Like, we were still with that mentality. We're still gonna program. We're not gonna be sleeping our life away. Like, we're not gonna program with chomos, or we're not gonna allow weird people in our group, so on and so forth, right? And so we decided to make an alliance amongst like 6-7 homies, right? And it's like, we'll spread with each other, work out with each other. Like, we had our own little program going, but we didn't want to be part of the Northern Riders. We're like, you know, like, we're done with all that. Like I dropped out for a reason. Like, I'm back here. Like, what do I look like dropping out of a gang and then going to a PC and then I want to join a gang there? It's like, bro, no. Like, if you wanted to still gang bang and then you still wanted to be doing the gang banging stuff, you should have stayed in the main line. You should have stayed with your original gang members instead of dropping out, doing whatever you got to do to betray that organization, and then you go in and be like, oh, I want to be a gang member, and you think you're super hard and cholo, and you want to be doing all these other extra activity curriculum things. Like, no, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, I don't got nothing against those type of people, right? But it's just like, to me, it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to throw shade to anybody, right? But it's just like, when you decide to walk away from the gang style that you had or the lifestyle that you were living, leave it at that. Don't go over there to PC and get influence or put it in your head, oh, this dude did me dirty, so I'm gonna join the opposite gang in hopes that I could get retaliation on them, so on and so forth. It's like, no, it don't work like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. You label a keep away from the GP populations. Therefore, you're never gonna see the people that are in GP. PC and GP don't mix up together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it makes no sense to me, right? And it's just like, but to each his own. And it's just the sad reality of how things are, right? But with that being said, being in jail sucks, but resulting to violence is not the key, right? And so it's like, for those individuals that wish to choose the path of no redemption, by all means, go ahead. But with that being said, folks, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like it. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Hit a like, leave a comment. I'm gonna cut it short. Thank you guys for the support. I'm out.